And one thing that we haven't touched on that we have to bring up because it's such a huge part of our story is that after we started the rug cleaning facility, we were still growing the carpet cleaning because that was the bread and butter and that's what was paying the bills. And we got to a point to where there were 7 of us and we were cleaning residential carpet, commercial carpet, residential furniture and hard surfaces, and doing pickup and delivery of the rugs and cleaning rugs here. And we had started fiber protector services, which was really kind of one of my babies. And so we were in the middle of that whole scale method, which is what most of us are taught in the home service industry and in the just service based businesses in general. And it was a lot. And Scott was like borderline hitting burnout every once in a while. And I had way too much on my plate. Plus, we have 2 little boys. And it was too much. And I was personally, in charge of a lot of the scheduling and the dispatch and the billing but I'm also trying to grow the rug cleaning, but now I'm trying to grow the fiber protector services. And now we're working with interior designers and Scott and I were very passionate about that and we wanted to start doing our own forms of education and Scott really wanted to educate the interior designers on fibers and rugs and all of that. And it was almost like something had to give. And I think one pivotal moment for us was during the COVID shutdown. We actually had a little bit of a shutdown here in Arizona. We had to put some of our employees on unemployment. And so I was running the whole business by myself from home with 2 little kids that I was homeschooling, by the way. And it was a really interesting situation. And I wonder if that would have never happened, we probably wouldn't be here today and wouldn't have the business that we have if we wouldn't have been forced to stop cleaning carpet.
Scott and Miranda just painted a picture every small business owner knows all too well. You keep finding ways to grow. You keep finding ways to grow your reach, but you can't seem to grow your infrastructure. And eventually, you have too many plates spinning, and it's just a matter of time before things crash. This is such an important moment. Sometimes growth actually comes by doing less. I know that sounds strange, but letting go of carpet cleaning wasn't just a strategic move, it was survival. If you're overloaded right now, ask yourself, what's one piece of your business that's making noise but not making impact? Cutting that loose might just open the door to something better. Right. So was that sort of like a time where you just never really went back to it unless it made sense?
We started crunching numbers. That's exactly what we did. I went to another Mark Kennedy course. He talked a little bit about crunching numbers and finding out which customers made sense and which ones didn't. And we started learning the value of our worth and realized that we had a lot of irons in the fire. So once you learn how much you're worth, you'll stop giving discounts. And I am the worst at giving, or the best at giving discounts, but worst if you're the accounting department.
He's my worst salesperson.
Yeah,
we'll just say that.
I'm just too nice. I just take care of everybody, and I just want to help them out and hook them up. And I learned that that's not going to really benefit me to acquire more employees and grow the business. And so I got fired from scheduling and fired from billing and fired from quoting prices.
He's not allowed to go do estimates.
But what really happened was it was one of those moments where we started crunching numbers and we found out what customers were profitable, what price point we were profitable, and
what services were profitable.
And what my time was worth because they wanted me on the job. And so it got to the point where we took our minimum from $175 to $225 to $249. And after COVID, I just said, just go to $495. That's our minimum from now on to go to a house. And if they want us to clean, it's going to be $1 a square foot. And we started kind of testing the waters. And sure enough, the really good clients never balked at $1 a square foot. It was 700 square feet in their house, $700 to clean their carpet. They would pay the bill and give me a cookie on the way out the door. And then there were the customers who said, "Oh my goodness, you are already too expensive. What should I do?" And I found them an alternative. And I found a couple of carpet cleaners that were still in that $200, $250 minimum range. And I was able to help those guys get through the COVID slow times. I helped them grow their book of business. And I just essentially transferred all of those clients over to a couple of reputable carpet cleaners that also bring us rugs and trust us with their clients' things as well.